Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Huskers in Enemy Territory. Today, I was going to talk about the Illinois versus Nebraska football game on August 28th that I went to. Um, I was just going to start off with some of the negatives of the game and then end with some of the positives that I found. Um, we'll start off with Cam Taylor, Britt, miscue on the 5 yard line with the punt uh, becoming a safety because he ended up throwing the ball out of the end zone and having his knee on the goal line or whatever. So that was the first real big miscue that I noticed. Also noticed that our field goal kicker missed two extra points, um, which would have made it 24-30 at that point if we would have picked those up. Um, Adrian Martinez overthrowing Austin Allen and Lure multiple times, it seemed like. Caleb Tanner roughing the passer and making the interception null and void. Now, I wasn't sure why they called the roughing the passer, but once I rewatched the game, it was clear as day because basically what he did was instead of just pushing him down or like hitting him in the chest, he drove him drove him into the ground. So that's one of the biggest reasons why they ended up calling roughing the passer on him. So that ended up leading to an Illinois touchdown, which I think at that point we were down um, 23-9, I think, at that point. I had mentioned that it led to a score for the Illini. Um, Towards the end of the second half, instead of down in the ball or just playing it safe, handing it off to the running back, Adrian Martinez fumbles the ball, and the Illini score another touchdown. That's when it went to 16-9, I believe. So that was a huge kind of kick to the groin or punch to the gut, whatever you want to say. So now, kind of on to the positives of the game. Impressed with both Oliver Martin and Samori Tori. Seemed like they were playing their guts out. Um, you know, I think we have something there. I think they're going to be good players for us. It's kind of unfortunate that we're only going to have Tori for less than or just a year or whatever, but I'm really impressed with those two. Garrett Nelson also had a great game. Valerius Phyllis, I think his last is how you say his name. Let me look it up real quick. For whatever reason, it's not on here. But yeah, so our outside linebacker, number 0, he had a pretty good game. I think he had 2 sacks, couple tackles for loss. Um, I think the defense played their heart out in this game, especially considering what they were up against in a way. Um, they, for how much they played and how long they were on the game or on the field, I think they did a pretty good job. I think they ended up with 5 sacks in the game total, which was pretty impressive in my opinion. Um, Damian Daniels had a great game. There were a few other guys on the defense that really stepped up. Garrett Nelson, I think I said his name before. It just seemed like the defense was really playing their hearts out. I kind of feel bad for them because I think if we would have a better offensive production or efficiency, I think the defense would have really dominated the whole game. Um, and then I want to highlight that Adrian Martinez did have a 75-yard touchdown um, run, which was really impressive. He saw the hole and just took off. Um, I have been pretty disappointed in Adrian Martinez, but that was definitely one of his highlights to the game. Um, let's see. I didn't really write a lot down for the video in a whole because, obviously I'm pretty disappointed. I felt like we were going to be able to go into Champaign and get a win there. But, Nebraska ended up doing what Nebraska always does is have bad penalties. They ended up having a fumble, and it just resulted in a loss. You know, um, it's the same old thing, it seems like, for the past 4 years. But I'm looking forward to the Fordham game. I really hope that we can just absolutely dominate them, um, and then head into Buffalo, dominate those guys, and see what happens with Oklahoma. Right now, I'm not really sure how that game will go with versus Oklahoma. I just hope it's kind of a close game, and we ended up uh, out of this 4 game stretch 2-2, hopefully, and then on to Michigan State, which the way we played against Illinois, who knows what's going to happen with that game, but hopefully we can pull off the win against Michigan State, and then we're 3-2. So who knows what can happen after that. So um, Wednesday's video will probably be on the Minnesota Vikings upcoming game versus the Bengals. Kind of what I expect for a score prediction, kind of like what I did for Nebraska. And then Friday's game will be a score prediction for the Fordham game and some of my expectations for that game as well. And if you have any comments or concerns about the previous game, um, leave it in the comment section and I'll try and address it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, go Big Red.